Alright, so we got the full chapter 1057 summary here. However, I'm just gonna glance over the very beginning here because we see like this teacher talking to the people of Wano through like a Japanese poem, basically going over what had happened, more or less. It's not really that exciting, so I kind of just want to get to the juicy stuff. I really don't think most of you are going to mind. Cut to a forest near Tokage Port in Udon. We see Momonosuke running in dragon form. On top of him are Kinemon and Yamato. Momonosuke and Kinemon are surprised at Yamato's words. Momonosuke says, "What? You're not going out to sea, Yamato?" And Yamato says, "I'm not going. I've already told Luffy and his crew." Momonosuke is surprised by Yamato's decision and wonders if Yamato is afraid of something. But he quickly says that that can't be the case because Yamato had already made up her mind. Yamato says, "Yes, that's my decision. Odin started his journey by traveling all over this country, right? I don't know anything about the outside world either. So I will follow Odin's same path. And one day I will go out to the sea." So, yeah. There's the big reveal. Yamato was actually not joining the Straw Hats. And we talked about this a couple days ago when the first draft spoilers were released, and I was just kind of confused by this because there was like build-up, right? I mean, Yamato pretty much said herself that she was going to join the crew. And for it to just ultimately play out like this, it just seems unnecessary. And to be honest, I don't really care that much because I don't really care about Yamato. I don't think she's that interesting or necessarily integral to the crew, other than just like the novelty of it, and it just, you know, there being another female in the crew if anything, and another powerhouse doesn't hurt. But also I get the whole thing about, you know, Odin didn't immediately join Whitebeard and Roger's crew. He did have his own journeys individually, and that's like another thing that kind of makes Yamato bland. It's like, you know, develop your own identity. You don't have to like ride Odin this hard. Like, it's kind of annoying, right? Hey, also guys, if you like my One Piece content, please subscribe if you haven't already. There's no break next week. So as soon as we get the spoilers for 1058, I will be making a video on that, so subscribe for that. Thanks. Momonosuke gets even angrier when listening to Yamato because he realizes that Luffy and Yamato talked about all these things, but Luffy didn't say goodbye to him. Momonosuke feels that Luffy treated him like a fool and wonders why Luffy is going to leave the country without saying anything. Momonosuke remembers some things of what he has been living since his father died. All are scenes that we have already seen in the manga. Back to the present, after all these memories, Momonosuke wonders if Luffy has a heart. Then he says Luffy is a cruel man and that he was wrong about him because he thought Luffy was different. Momonosuke says that Luffy has mistaken rudeness for freedom. Kinemon agrees with him but asks Momonosuke why he's running instead of flying. Momonosuke tells him to shut up. Kinemon is also very angry and says that he wants to see Luffy's explanation for treating the Shogun like this. Momonosuke says that he thought Luffy and he were friends. Yamato says they shouldn't be so angry. Momonosuke says Luffy embarrassed him. Luffy did something unforgivable, so Momonosuke is going to hit and bite him when he catches Luffy. This is like funny because this reminds me of like the Momonosuke and Kinemon that we were first introduced to, you know, because obviously they've had character progression throughout the years and their personalities have altered as a result, but this is more so like classic Momonosuke and Kinemon here. Cut to Tokage Port in Udon. Luffy, Law, and Kid's ships are ready to go. Law tells Luffy that the next time they meet they will be enemies and that he may even go for their lives. Luffy says there's no problem. Chopper says goodbye to Law. So it's really debatable how serious Law is about this. I think Law is more so kind of just putting up a front here. I mean, he's pretty much been with the Straw Hats since Punk Hazard, right? And there's no way that he hasn't like developed some kind of camaraderie or true friendship and feelings for them at this point. So I think this is more so just a front, if anything. I think when push comes to shove, Law would definitely not like attack them unless it was absolutely necessary, if that makes sense. Just before leaving, Momonosuke reaches the coast. He changes to his human form and charges at Luffy along with Yamato. Kinemon draws his sword. He tells Luffy what was he thinking to leave Wano without saying goodbye to them after all this time they've been together. He adds the Shogun is furious and wants an explanation. Luffy says it's okay because they're talking now. Momonosuke glares at Luffy and orders something as the Shogun, then he cries uncontrollably. "Please don't leave. I'll be so lonely." Stay with us forever. Don't leave me. Thanks to you, we survived. Now we are able to smile. Thank you for helping me avenge my parents. I'm an idiot, so I can't put it into words. I'm scared of what the future holds, so please don't go. Robin, Sanji, and Brook look at Momonosuke smiling. Chopper is moved, and Frankie cries like Momonosuke. Zoro laughs and says Momo's a bit embarrassing. Nami is moved too and tells Zoro that they can't blame him because Momo is still a child. Luffy asks Usopp for something. He already has it ready. Luffy gives the present to Momonosuke. Luffy says, we've been waiting for you here because I wanted to give you this. What is this attitude for a shogun, Momo? We all know how you are, even if you suddenly become big and strong. You're an idiot and a coward, but you are like a little brother to me. Momonosuke opens the gift and realizes that it's a very large Straw Hat Pirate's flag. Luffy keeps talking. When you are in a difficult situation, remember your days of adventures in the sea. Put this somewhere in Wano. If in the future some dangerous guy arrives, then show them this. Tell them that if they lay a hand on one of you, it means they want to fight with us. As Luffy says this, we see a close-up with all of his Nakamas on the Sunny behind him. Momonosuke cries again as he looks at Luffy. Momonosuke says, so I'm one of you? And Luffy says, Kinemon, Yamato, Momo, I will come for any of you if you ever decide that you want to be a pirate. But I don't accept cowards. I leave everything in your hands now, Yamato. Kinemon laughs, listening to Luffy. Yamato is very excited with Luffy's words, and Momonosuke thanks Luffy for his words. Luffy orders to set off, and the rest of the crew say goodbye to Momonosuke. As they watch the Straw Hat crew leave, Momonosuke tells Kinemon he will surpass Kozuki Oden one day. Kinemon tells him that he shall witness it happen. Yamato asks if Momonosuke is talking of surpassing her, and Momonosuke says no. Already at sea, Luffy, Law, and Kid's ships are about to leave the Wano limits. Nami indicates that they must go to Hakumai in order to use the port that can take the ship down. Brook is relieved because they climbed up the dangerous waterfall, but now they will go down safe. Chopper is also happy. Kid mocks them when he hears that they are going to use that port because it's more safe. Kid says it's a decision that suits good with losers like them. Luffy and Law get very angry hearing Kid's words. The Straw Hat crew tell Luffy don't fall in the Kid's taunts because there is nothing wrong if they use the safe path. Heart Pirates tell Law the same thing. Luffy orders Jinbei to let him take the ship. The crew tell Luffy not to do anything crazy. We finally see how the three ships fall over Wano waterfalls as Luffy, Law, and Kid realize that maybe it wasn't a good idea to go that way. So to be honest, that's pretty much where like the interesting and exciting stuff in this chapter ends. For the rest of this chapter, it's pretty much just that teacher guy again talking to the Wano citizens and more or less kind of giving them a recap of like the Kozuki versus Kurozumi versus Kaido stuff that had happened in this arc and just throughout the last 20 years, more or less. I'm sure it's going to be much better actually reading it on the page, but going through this summary, especially in this video, I would say it's kind of superfluous. But coming to the very end of the chapter, we see Momonosuke, Kinemon, and Yamato go to the Shogun's castle as people greet them. They have a new mission to fulfill. Momonosuke says, now where should I put this flag? The curtain of this story closes with the last words of the narrator. Now, let's take a little break. If chances allow it, we hope to see you back here again. Third act and the story of Wano ends here, with cherry blossoms flying in the country finally free, with a great future ahead. So yes, this is like the official ending of Wano. Like the next chapter, we're going into a brand new arc for sure. And as for what that is going to be, your guess is as good as mine. Hopefully we get to see the Straw Hats go to Elbaf, because a lot of us assume that like if it's not directly the next island they go to, it inevitably has to just be a location that they visit for sure, because it's like important to the story and there's already been seeds planted for it. I mean, just the significance of Elbaf in general. The Atom Tree implied to be there. Joy Boy implied to be a giant. We had the whole Prince Loki thing set up. Usopp needs to have his big moment on Elbaf too, because that's been set up. So hopefully Elbaf is next. I would really like to see that, and I think it'll probably be like a shorter type of arc, kind of like how Zoe was. But yeah, let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments, guys. Where do you think they're headed next? What do you think the next arc is? And if you liked the video, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.